Thank you for joining me today on Ready Aim Stamp. Today we are going to make some Dutch door corner tuck cards. And on this one, instead of doing the triangle corner, I used a little cloud. And you just have to be a little more careful when you're tucking and untucking. I also used the cloud punch as a stencil to get some little cloud backgrounds and use some of that fun designer series paper that was in Celebration and the Mischievous Mice stamp set. This one uses the Hello Ladybugs and stitched greenery and then some designer series paper, and it does have the typical corner. There we go. So let's get started. All right, so for our Dutch Fold corner tuck card, we are going to use Flirty Flamingo, and we are going to cut it at 5.5, is it 5.5 by 11? Oh, great. No, it's 4.25 by 11. See, I have to rethink and question everything, Nancy.
I know. Even when you do it over and over.
Exactly. And I'm going to score it at 5.5. That's where that 5.5. Just like you would if you were going to do like a tent fold card. But I am going to cut off 3 inches. Like that. Now, typically you could use that because what we're going to do, and I can move the paper cutter because I don't need it, is we're going to burnish the fold. And we're going to end up layering this way. That's the Dutch door part of that.
Okay.
But I wanted a different contrast, so we're not going to use the little piece of Flirty Flamingo. Instead, we cut a piece of shaded spruce to be 3 inches by 4.25, and we're going to use that. So I'm going to just set this part aside, and there's our equal piece. Also, out of shaded spruce, we're going to use a square that's 2 by 2. For the inside, we need a piece of basic white that is 3 by 4.25, just for this card. We're going to use some designer series paper, and we need 2 pieces. One that is cut at 5.25 by 4 inches to go on the inside, and then it's going to be layered. I wanted a kind of a bigger part of that to show off that paper. And then we're going to have a piece that is 2.25 by 4, and it's going to go on this little flap. Then we are going to, that's the basic card. And then we're going to be using our fun Ladybug Builder Punch. And we are going to use a strip of Old Olive, weird color for a ladybug, but I'll surprise you with that in a minute. That is a 1.5 inch strip. And then we have Cherry Cobbler that is also 1.5 inch. And we have a piece of basic black that is 2 inch strip. All right. So this is a fairly simple design. And the first thing I did was I took my stitched greenery embossing plate, and I just lined up these 2 pieces of shaded spruce, and I went and I basically embossed them or cut through with this, and that gave me these 2 pieces. I guess I lied, and I do need that paper cutter real quick because we have to have that little corner tuck piece. So I'm just going to line up the 2 points in my channel, my cutting channel. And it's going to be, whoops, my blades landed right where I was. I'm going to start inside on there and come down and then go up, just so I don't get that dog ear where you get it all bumped up. And there I have 2 little triangles. And I'm going to keep one and set one aside. Now I'm done with that. Sorry, Nancy. Okay, so this is the basic layout of the card. Is that we're going to have the little inside message spot here. this part will be here, and then this very fun stitched greenery will go here, and we're going to have the corner up here that it will tuck into
That's
to
a
kind
locking
of close.
mechanism.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, we're getting all fancy. We're taking the Dutch fold and stepping it up just a little.
Yes, we are. I like it.
So before I put any of that glued down, though, I am going to add a little cute ladybug from the Hello Ladybug stamp set on the inside, because I like to have just a little something on the inside. Looks like I'm going to have to re-ink my memento. All right, and I'm just going to put it down here. And to coordinate with my paper, and because there are orange ladybugs, my little ladybug on the inside is going to have pumpkin pie. And I'm just going to line up as best I can and stamp that down. Just to add a little fun.
That is fun. The orange ones bite harder.
Do they?
Well, that's been my experience.
I don't think I've ever been bitten by a ladybug. I always thought they were like the most least harmful bugs there are.
They bite.
Well, what did you do to that poor ladybug?
Touched it.
All right, so there you go. Beware of the orange ones. They bite harder. Did you know there are blue ones too?
No, but you know, a lot of things come in colors we don't think of, like frogs. Frogs come in all kinds of colors. I know that because of Pat.
Yes.
Pat, my husband,
Yes.
loves frogs. And he shows me pictures of frogs, and they are in absolutely unbelievable colors. The blue frogs are gorgeous.
In the tropics is, I
Yes,
think, where you
most of
find
them are
those.
not
Not in our
around here.
boarding areas.
No.
So I'm just using the liquid glue, and I'm going to go ahead and put down our inside DSP and just give it a evenish border. I'm not going to take out my ruler and measure it. Sorry, Patsy. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this one, and I can decide how I want it to, what direction I want it to be. Doesn't really matter. You do want to pay attention if you have a print of designer series paper that is directional. Make sure you kind of give that extra thought to that if you're going to cut it. Which way?
The other way.
This way?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it that way.
That's what I was thinking at first, and then I got myself turned around talking about directional.
Yes.
And you can kind of line up along that edge to make sure that the two... You could even have it come all the way to the edge if you wanted to, but I gave it that little bit of border. All right, so, and then I think I am going to go ahead and just adhere down this little piece. And I
It's
probably
already
put...
so pretty, just that.
I know,
that
isn't it? But I
DSP.
have to...
Is this, you said this was coral?
No, Flirty Flamingo.
Flirty Flamingo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
One of the nice things, if you're in doubt of whether or not your cardstock is going to coordinate with your DSP, is on the back of your package of designer series paper, Stampin' Up! Is listed the main colors that are used. So that can be very helpful.
I use that a lot because I'm not, color coordinating is not my number one best trait. So I use that. It's very
just
convenient.
gives you that extra, you know, feeling sure that that's it. Okay, so then I am going to go ahead and put my flap down, and I just want to pay attention, and I'm going to line it up to cover that little written part, and I just want to know how far not to go past, which you could use your ruler, your guides on your paper, but that's not me.
Fingers work.
Fingers work great if they stay where they're supposed to stay. And give yourself, you know, a little wiggle room on that finger
Yes.
edge. So, I just love how this greenery, stitched greenery die adds to your paper, and a little bit of pattern and a little bit of,
Dimension.
yeah.
I like it too.
So there we have
One
that.
of my favorites.
So now I have something sticky on my paper because I didn't use my other thing. I'm going to pull in these strips. And the reason that we did little strips is because I didn't want to have to cut and use up more of my cardstock that have a waste or whatever. So I'm going to line up my cherry cobbler and I'm going to punch. I think we'll just do one. I thought about doing two. And then I'm going to line up my black. Make sure that it's all in there. And punch. So I have this cutesy little ladybug that I'm going to assemble. But then I wanted to add a little more dimension to this front. So I have Old Olive. And you could use it or probably Granny Apple Green with this Designer Series paper. But I grabbed Old Olive. And I'm going to punch a few of these wings. And they're going to become our leaves. And I think I'm going to do a few more. So I'm going to snip off an end so I can continue. And one more. There, just so I have plenty to use. So I saw a card, I think on Pinterest, and I'm sorry, I don't know who made it. And maybe there was one in the catalog where they used the wings as leaves.
Oh, wow.
And I thought that was really cool. So if you're really picky, you can use your bone folder and kind of make a little crease mark, but I just do things on the fly, so I'm just gonna kind of
on the fly, like a butterfly.
Yeah.
Like a ladybug flies.
Yep. I just buzz on through. And I'm just gonna kind of curl it around my fingernail because, you know, leaves aren't all just straight anyway.
No, they're not. That's a very clever idea.
Like I said, I can't claim it as my own. Darn it. All these people come up with stuff before me. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and attach my wings to my ladybug. And I'm just going to put a little line of glue right on the collar. Well, if my glue will come out. And attach that. And you could give a little dimension to the ladybug's wings, and you could put another set on top if you wanted to. That's what Nancy thought I was going to do at first, but I disappointed her.
Not really.
So then I'm going to just play around and see
Look at that.
how I want, how many leaves I want on there, and before I set it in glue. And yeah, I could use all of those. That wouldn't be bad, would it? Or should I cut one off and have it be an odd number?
Well, actually, 8 is a Fibonacci number, so.
Oh, well, see, we're good. We can fib. So then you just kind of decide where you want it and have a good idea at least. And it looks like it's almost a circle. So I'll just add a little bit of glue on the bottom. Again, kind of on the collarish area. Oops. And just adhere it down. Might have to hold it down just a little bit to give that glue a chance to stick. I'll kind of overlap.
That's what I was just thinking. Put it in between on one of them.
Yeah. And let's see. Do I want to do that with that one? What do you think?
I can't.
Oh.
Oh, that looks nice. I
Okay,
like that.
We'll do that.
More dimension. More
It
dimension.
doesn't have to be like it's on a circle of.
Yeah.
So then I'm going to hold that there for just a little bit. And come away a little bit gluey. Okay, so I don't have to worry about this little puddle of glue there because I'm going to use dimensions on my big ladybug
Right here.
when I put it down.
Amy?
That's the little ones.
Oh, okay.
I decided I want to use the big ones. I don't know why I had my regular size Stampin' Dimensionals. Okay, but before I do that, I am going to decorate my, oh, I pinched off part of it. Got a straight edge on his antenna. Okay. Because just because it's a ladybug doesn't mean it's a girl. I learned that from Bug's Life.
That's right.
So I'm going to take these matte black dots, and I have to look at my stamp case to see how they are, and use my Take-A-Pick tool, and I have a big one here, and a big one about here. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it gives me a good general idea. And 2 little ones off to the side, and then we're going to do the same thing for this cute little wing.
That gives it a whole different look, doesn't it?
It sure does. I love how something just as simple as adding a dot. The dimension and the just the there. So there we have this gorgeous little ladybug.
So
see how quick
cute.
and simple this card has been? So, and I hid my other dimensions. And I am going to use probably 3. One out here on the wing.
And overlapping it like that helps keep it glued together.
Yes.
That's a good idea.
Like that. And, oh, I know why I had the little dimensions out. Now I remember. So, just remove those and then decide what my ladybug.
Look at that.
All right, so there's our Dutch fold portion. And now we're ready for our corner tuck, which I'm going to put up here. You could put it down here also. Maybe
I like it down there.
down there. Maybe I will put it down there. Okay,
Yeah.
see, that's the thing about when we're trying this on the fly kind of a video style where we make the card as we're doing it. We have a general idea, but then... All right, so I'm just putting those on the corners because I don't want to actually get in the way of that tuck, which I have lots of room, but I just need them on the corners. And you
Right.
could use tear and tape or something, but having that added dimension gives you a little bit of flexibility in your
Helps you get it in there.
tuck. Yes. All right, so then trying not to be in the way, but trying to line it up. There we go.
Wow, that's so cute and so simple. Look how fast you made that adorable card.
Whoops, there was a... So there's your fun card. You could do some design over here if you wanted. You don't have to. I mean, that's the beauty of these things. You make it your own, and...
That's very nice. I like it a lot.
I know. And it was fast.
It was so fast. I can't believe it's already done.
Exactly. Thank you so much, and we hope you enjoy and check out some fun little Dutch fold corner tucks.
Yes. Bye.